Here I'm going to be looking at permutations and combinations, specifically questions relating to counting, and I'm going to start with looking at how we calculate the counting of successive tasks. So effectively, if there was a number of ways that certain tasks could be accomplished, we want to know what's the easiest way to count them. So the best way is to look at some analogies. So I'm going to try and depict a situation here, and we're going to count the number of ways something can happen. So let's just say you were taking a journey from Cork, which is the red circle, up to Dublin, and you had to go through Limerick. Okay, if you're going from Cork and you have to go through Limerick, let's just say there's two roads you can take. So main road up the motorway, and the other one then, let's say, through different towns and villages along the way. So we call that route 2. Now, if you're going from Limerick to Dublin, let's say there's three roads. The first one, let's just say you have to go through Galway. And the second one, let's say you took the motorway, so up the M7. Let's say the last one then we went adjacent to the motorway, okay, and went up through Neenah and some of the other towns across the way. If I wanted to find a way of counting the total number of ways that I could get from Cork to Dublin, going through Limerick, I could just basically see, well, I could go the first route and the third route, I could go the first route and the fourth. So if I counted them all up there, I would have a total of 6 different journeys I could take. So there'd be 6 ways to make that total journey when I had to go through Limerick. So that's a successive task. So I had to take the first journey from red to green, and then I had to go from green through to blue. So now let's just say my first route there is the yellow line, and the second route is the light blue line. There are 2 ways to go in the yellow route, and there are 3 ways to go on the blue route. So what I'm going to use here is a principle known as the fundamental principle of accounting, and what it states is, if one task can be completed in, let's say, X ways, and following this, a successive task, a second task after the first, can be completed in Y number of ways, then the first task followed by the second task can be completed in a total of X times Y ways. So in total here, to work out the total number of ways of accomplishing that task, i.e. from red to blue, we just multiply the number of ways of doing the first task, which is going from red to green, which is my yellow line here, by the number of ways to do the second task, which is my light blue line here, which is 3 ways. So in total, that is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6 ways to get from red to blue. And we're going to use this principle when we go to discuss things like permutations and combinations next.